Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Here's Buster. If you wanted to be in the video today, he's being all cute and sweet and cuddly. Okay, you've had enough? Had enough? Okay. So, in today's video, hold on. So I am going to be recreating or making my own version of a piece that I recently seen at Hobby Lobby. It was a beautiful piece. It was just a bit overpriced for me, even with the 50% off, and the scale of it was just wrong for what I needed in my home. So I decided that I would take some items I had around the house and recreate it. Now, disclaimer, and please listen closely to this part. I am going to be distressing an American flag. If that offends you, I truly apologize, because no disrespect is intended. I wanted my flag to look old and vintage and like it had been through a war. So I did do some distressing on it. I do not show me distressing it because I did not, want to do that. But I did distress it, and I really truly hope that does not offend anyone. I love our flag. I respect our flag. I love our military. I respect our military. So in no way is this meant as a disrespect. I want to proudly display this in my home. So I just wanted to put that out there. And if it does offend you, I'm truly sorry, because in no way did I mean it to be offensive to anyone. So with all of that being said, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it inspires you that if you see an item at a store or in a photo or something that doesn't work for you, that you can kind of recreate it and make it work for your space. That's what this video is all about. So with all of that being said, let's get started. So here's this picture that I had. It was literally stuck in a drawer. It's old, it's faded, it was not getting used. So I just cut the wire, and I'm just gonna take out these little eye hooks that was holding the wire. And then I'm going to cut the tape that's around it. I didn't really know how this was in there, but I kept hitting something, and I was like, what am I hitting? And then I realized it was like little staples, like they'll put in there to hold the print in. So I just go in there and remove them. They're very easy to get out. And I'm saving all of this because I intend to reuse everything from this frame, including this back. So I'm just getting that, removing all those little staples that were in there, trying to pull off all the excess, everything that I can. You're not going to see the back, but might as well just kind of clean it up the best that I can. Get all that off. And then I'm going to gently remove the picture and the glass, set that glass to the side. And I didn't realize they had the photo stuck to the mat, so separated that. Now I'm just giving my frame a light sanding with some 220 grit sandpaper. Just kind of rough it up so the paint will stick to it. Gonna go over that with some paint. Trying to get all this extra stuff off the back. Like I said, you're not gonna see the back, but might as well do that. Wipe off all the dust with a clean paper towel. Then I'm gonna take this Kilz chalk paint in white, and I end up having to give this frame, I do give it 2 coats after I stir my paint up really well. This paint is just not my favorite, but I'm trying to use it up. Lord, I don't think it's ever going to be used up. It just as much as I've used it, it's not going away. But anyway, so I'm just going to give my paint, my frame 2 coats of paint. It does not have to be perfect, because we will be roughing it up and distressing it. So I'm just going to get the 2 coats of paint on that. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it inspires you. I would really love it if you haven't already, if you would hit that little red subscribe button, become part of our little family. And if you have already subscribed, I would love it if you would check and make sure that you're still subscribed. For whatever reason, and it's not just my channel, but there's several of us that YouTube is just deleting subscribers. I don't understand why or how that happens. And also, if you want to be sure you're notified every time I upload, just be sure your little bell is clicked. It's also unclicking that. On some people, they're not getting their notifications. So I don't know what's going on with that. So, you know, just might want to double check all that, because I do upload every Wednesday for sure. I have a new video every Wednesday, and then, you know, I upload other videos random here and there. But you can count on a video from me on Wednesdays for sure. So just maybe we'll check and make sure you're still subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, now will be a good chance to subscribe and hit that little bell. So as you can see, I'm just giving this a good coat. I made sure the first coat was on there fairly well, and I am making sure I do the inside of the frame. You see what I'm doing right there? Just to be sure that it's covered. And then we're gonna move on to our mat. Y'all, I was so happy to learn that you can paint mats, because they can get very expensive. And say you already have a frame that has a mat in it, it's already the right size. I mean, just paint it. So I'm gonna be painting the mat from this same photo. We're literally reusing everything and wasting nothing. So now we're moving on to the mat, and I think that's the color of that paint is real navy. I will link it in the description box below. So I'm just covering my mat real well with this navy color. And I do end up having to give this mat 2 coats. So the first coat went on really good, but you could still see some spots. So I ended up having to give it 2 coats. This is a great way to customize some mats to fit your decor. I actually did a video on customizing mats when I learned that you could paint your mats. So if you haven't seen that video, I would definitely link it in the description box below. And it's a great way to get a custom color mat to fit your decor. And I mean, I just think about all the frames I see at the thrift stores with all the mats already in them. It's just a good little tip there. So after I get my mat painted, the first coat, I'm gonna set it to the side, go back and give my frame a second coat, and then we will get into the fun part. So now that I've given my frame 2 coats, I'm just going in there with my 220 grit sandpaper and distressing it. And this is all personal preference. You can distress it as little or as much as you like. And it's all up to you. I wanted it to look old, so I did a little more than I, normally would. Now, I'm gonna take my antique wax and I'm gonna use a wet wipe. And I'm just gonna go over it all over the frame with my wet wipe and the glaze. And this is just gonna kind of get in there into all those little nooks and crannies and really age it and distress it, make it look old and, dare I say dirty. And I'm just gonna get it all in there, focusing on that little crevice right there. And then once I get that on there like I want, then I'm gonna go over it with a dry paper towel and kind of wipe off the excess. And I love the way that this turns out. It looks so old to me, in my opinion. Y'all have to let me know what you think. I just love it. And then we get to put it all together. I'm so excited. And that's what it looks like. What do you think? I love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna flip it over. And I was just turning it so the little eye hooks would be at the top if I decided to hang it. Putting my glass back in there, I had to wash this. And then I went over it with my glass cleaner, but I'm probably going to have to clean it again. It was really dirty. Then our mat that we painted, we're going to put that in there. And I turned it around because there was a part where I had a wrinkle in it. So I just want to put that toward the bottom. Not that you could really see it. Here's my little flag. Love it. This is one of those little flags that are in the 4-pack from Hobby Lobby for like $1.99 for 4. And then I'm using the back of this photo, this print, because it looks so old and aged and yellowed and colored. So that's going to be the background. And then I'm taking the back that we pulled off and putting that back on there. And then I'm going to use my painter's tape because I don't have the correct tape, but this is just going to be sitting on a bookcase, so I think it's going to be fine. And I'm just going to go and tape around the edges, pressing it down really well. And there's literally no weight to this, so I think this is going to be totally fine to do this. Just trying to get it even where my blue tape isn't showing off of the side. Trying to make it neat, just in case it was to be seen. I might eventually cover this up with some brown craft paper. I need to pick up some from Dollar Tree. But I'm just going around all 4 sides. Y'all, that is it. That is it. So what do you think? I love it. It's perfect size for my house. So I think the picture at Hobby Lobby was 18 wide by 14 high, just entirely too big for my house. Regular price is like $76-ish, $77. Even at half price, you're looking at, you know what, $39, $38. Just too much for me to spend. I just couldn't see it. And plus, I wanted my flag to look a little more windblown and vintage. So, again, I hope that does not offend anyone. But I love the way that this turned out. It literally cost me $0 to do this DIY. I had everything on hand. I repurposed an old picture frame and everything that was in it that was not being used. So I cleared out some clutter and I love it. So I hope you enjoy it. And it gives you some inspiration that just because you see something and it might be out of your budget, hey, you can always recreate it. And you might like your version better, which I like mine a little bit better. So that's just my opinion. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Come follow me on Instagram if you have an Instagram account. I would love to connect with you over there. And until next time, bye y'all.